Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm a potty training expert and a children's nurse working in the UK. And I'm the owner of Little Bunny Bear. And I wanted to come on and talk to you guys who may have started potty training and maybe it's not going very well. So this is the time of year when I have a lot of parents coming to me asking for help and support because potty training has somehow gone wrong. So maybe your child's not getting it. You know, they're having loads of accidents, just can't seem to understand what the potty is for. Maybe they've got resistance and refusal. So you're telling them what to do, you're setting the expectations and they're just not cooperating. They're not engaging with the process, and that's leading to lots of accidents or problems. Perhaps they don't seem to care. They're low motivation, they're not bothered about accidents, they're not bothered about potty training process or the things that you're trying to teach them. So to them, it's just a massive inconvenience. They don't want to stop playing. When they get there, they might sit on it and nothing happens, and they go off and then have an accident a few minutes later. So these kinds of things are really common, and you might be sitting there thinking, well, you know, they're not ready, or maybe we should go back to nappies and try again in a few weeks, or, you know, this isn't working and I can't deal with this anymore. It's just a total disaster. Everything's gone wrong. Don't know what to do. I'm just going to stick them back in nappies and hope for the best next time. And that is something that probably will not help. Sorry, that's the bad news for you. But the problem is that I think you need to understand, if this is you or these are the things that you're experiencing, is that potty training is really hard for children. So the two major skills that they need to learn are really, really difficult for them. And I'm going to tell you why. So the first major skill is that they need to be able to listen to their body and understand what their body is telling them. So they get that signal from their body that says, I need a wee or a poo, and they know what that means and that they should do something about it. Unfortunately, children who wear disposable nappies really struggle to make that connection at the beginning, because for all the time until you tried helping them to do this, they probably learned to ignore those signals. And when they don't have done a wee in a nappy, for example, it's felt instantly dry, like it never happened. When they've done a poo, maybe it's been dealt with quickly, maybe it hasn't, maybe people haven't noticed. So, you know, the nappies is part of the problem, and it doesn't really set them up to learn that really important body skill of body awareness that they need to have. The second reason why potty training is so hard is because it means that children have to not only listen to their body, but they have to understand where this thing needs to happen. So when you've got a nappy on, you've got your portable toilet, basically. You can do your wee and poo wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're sitting on someone's knee, whether you're crossing the road, whether you're down on the floor in Lego or in playgroup or nursery or wherever you are, you've got your little portable toilet on. So it's okay. You can just go for your wee and poo whenever you need to go. You don't even need to stop playing sometimes. And the problem with that is that when you want to come to stop wearing nappies, you do have to stop what you're doing, and you do have to go somewhere else to do it usually. So you might initially have a potty next to you, but sooner or later you're going to need to go to the bathroom, or you're going to need to go to the space in nursery where the potties are, or whatever. So you've got to learn, you know, your child has got to learn that skill of being able to stop what they're doing and have the self-control to listen to their body, know what it means, and get to the private space. And all of those things are really difficult. And often the reason that potty training goes wrong is, for example, they haven't made that connection. They don't understand what their body is telling them or what they're supposed to do about it, because they don't have the practice yet. Maybe as well, you're telling them, you're saying, come on, do you need a wee? Do you need a poo? No, I don't, thanks. Okay, dead end. What did you do wrong? Nothing. But, you know, at the end of the day, you ask them the question, they said no, so you have to go along with that. So they don't appreciate that they need to do this. They don't understand it in the same way as you do. Or often, you know that they know what to do and you know they need to do it, but they'll just say no, they'll refuse because they don't want to stop playing. That is super common because it requires all that discipline and self-control. And sometimes it's about the fact that maybe they have lots of accidents and nothing happens. We say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay to have accidents. Don't worry, I'll get it right next time. And we clean it all up for them. And then, you know, we're telling them that it doesn't matter. So why should they change their behavior? Make it so easy for them to have the accident and not feel worried about it. But the truth is, when you're trying to potty train, it does matter. And it's not okay to poo in your pants or poo on the floor. And we do have to clean it up, and we do need to go to the bathroom and do those things. So sometimes there's a whole lot of different things that are going on. But the problem is, If you go back to nappies, you basically stop your child from learning. You kind of ignore the problem. And that might help you as a parent to feel less stressed and less anxious, but some part of you probably also knows that they really need to make some progress with this, and that doing nothing is probably not the right thing to do, but you just don't really know what else to do because it's got so difficult and so stressful. And the thing is, there is another way that you can do it. So in this country, most children stop potty training because their parent decides, right, we're just going to ditch nappies. And sorry, they start potty training because their parent decides, just going to ditch nappies, just going to go for it. So from tomorrow or today, we're going to do everything in the potty. And that is what I call a one-step process. And that will suit many children. Maybe about half of all children will cope okay with that. They'll have a few accidents, but they'll get on with it. And in a few days or a week, they'll learn and they'll be done. And you'll be so glad it's behind you. But if you're listening to this, chances are that's probably not where you are. And the solution to all of these problems, apart from giving your child more control, helping them to learn their body awareness, teaching them the expectation of what now needs to happen, that they're not going to be wearing their portable toilet all the time, we can break those skills down into different steps to help your child make that process in a series of smaller steps rather than one massive step, which might be too hard for them. So we can do that by helping them gradually. Now, this doesn't mean that potty training needs to go on forever, but it means that as you move forward, you are making progress. You are working towards your goal. And because every child is different, that's going to be a different length for every child. But essentially, you're working with them, and you're maybe going to stop using nappies as one of the last steps in the process rather than the first step. So there's so much that you can do to teach them the skills, the essential skills of listening to their body and understanding the process before you stop using nappies. And this is what I will be able to teach you to do in my advanced potty training course, which actually will take you through all those steps and how you can consider what your individual child needs, where they're up to with their learning, where the gaps might be, what they need to do next, and how you can support them in a way that's not going to get a no for an answer, in a way that is going to promote their independence and is going to give them the control that they want and enable them to develop that really important skill of body awareness and understanding what the potty is for, what the toilet is for, how we get there, what we do when we get there, all of these things. Those are the skills that all children need to succeed with potty training. So I hope that's given you a bit of an insight and maybe some direction in terms of where you can go from here. If your child, you've started potty training and it's gone a little bit wrong, have a look at the advanced course. It definitely will help you. If you don't think that's enough, I do offer private consultations, although summer is my busiest time, so it's best not to leave it till then if you think you're going to have an issue. But get in touch with me if you're really struggling and you want some one-to-one help. I can do that. Thank you for listening. I hope everybody has the smoothest potty training possible. I hope that you don't need to speak to me. I hope that you knew all of this already and that you're just sharing this with a friend who you think might also be able to be helped. So thank you so much. Thanks for following me and listening to me as always. Good luck. Bye for now.